India, home of 1.3 billion people, origin, tradition, and the world's largest democracy. As one of the oldest civilizations in the world with a rich cultural heritage and diversity, and as the fifth largest economy in the world, India is proud to assume the presidency of G20. As the country blooms into a new era, we look to another point, national flower of India, representing our culture, history, and heritage. A poignant symbol for humanity to emerge victorious from its challenges. And the inspiration for India's G20 logo design. The design, red, saffron, white, green, and blue, is drawn from the national flag of India. The 7 petals in the logo signify the 7 seas and the coming together of 7 continents at G20 India 2023. Sitting above the lotus is a wish of the earth, reflecting India's pro-planet approach to life and seeing the world as one family. From this, we derive the theme for G20 India 2023, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future. A theme that brings the G20's focus on shared harmony with nature. G20 India 2023. One earth, one family, one future.
Once again, welcome to our platform. Today is most auspicious day when I am going to welcome you all in this event. Myself, Anjan Banik from Agartala, Tripura, and being a part of this organizing team, I am welcoming you all here in this platform. Today we are celebrating the auspicious day, the birth anniversary of Dr. Vikram A. Sarabhai ji, who is the most appreciated, most respected scientist of India, as being a father of Indian space program, and also, like every previous year, this year also we are here to confer the declared award of India International Sarabhai Student Scientist Award. This year also we started this award program at the blessings of our juries, our scientists from ISRO, NASA, CSRI, Vikram Prasad, DST, and started that on birthday of SN Bose on 1st January, and through the 5 steps. First step, e-quizzing on astronomy. Second step, assignment submission of preparing the mission, just like ISRO is doing this Chandrayaan and Mangalyaan through the advised app, and students have to prepare 3 missions successfully: landing on Mars, landing on Moon, landing on Venus using parachute. And next is some astronomical experiments like zero shadow day experiment and calculation of circumference of sun. And fifth, it's a declaration from the acceptance of this award from the guardian, from the students. So after this huge workload, we have selected some 5 students for this award who will be conferred today in presence of our guests. And also we will congratulate 5 other students, 4 plus 1 special student, being a consolation award for their success achievements and to appreciate them. So we will conduct this ceremony accordingly. Our guests will be joining soon. Today we will be blessed by, first of all, Dr. Deepak K. Das ji, former director and distinguished scientist, SAC ISRO, and he also served as Professor Vikram Sarabhai, Chair Professor of ISRO. We will be blessed in presence of Dr. Jayant Joshi, who himself contributed to most popular and most famous flagship mission of ISRO, that is Mission Mangalyaan. He will join from, he already joined us. Sir is also there in backstage from USA. We will be blessed in presence of Dr. Prabhakar Sharma ji, the most senior scientist who served at PRL for almost 4 or 5 decades and worked with Kalam ji and Sarabhai ji himself. We will be blessed with the presence of Dr. Bharatbhai Chaniara, who is also joined us already in backstage. We will be face to face with a few minutes. Dr. Bharatbhai Chaniara, who served being an engineer scientist to ISRO for almost 3 decades, and also specially served for a 2-set mission. We will be also blessed by Professor R.R. Ellen Govin, who also served ISRO and specially served as a team member of GSLV. Due to some reason, though he invited, but due to technical issues, he will not be part of this program. Professor S.B. Sharma from NCRT, but his blessings is always with us. So we will starting our program in presence of our guests. Already our guest,
Already our
Dr.
guest, Dr.
Bharat Chaniara sir
Sarabhai
and
sir and
Jayant
नमस्कार.
Joshi sir is
Jan
also.
Joshi sir is
Welcome sir.
welcome sir.
Sir, thanks for joining, especially Jayant
नमस्कार जोशी
Joshi
जी.
sir. Because,
Sir, thanks for
Sir
joining.
Joshi is
Especially
joining
Jan
from
Joshi sir. Uh, Sir
from
Joshi
USA.
is joining
I think it is
from
too
USA.
early morning, sir. So
I
good
think
morning, sir.
it is too early morning, sir. So good morning, sir.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, rest of all our guests will be
Rest
joining
of all
soon.
our guests will be
So,
joining soon.
we are starting
We are
our
starting
event
our
with
event with
in presence of with a just a
with a
inaugural.
inaugural.
કેમ છો ભરતભાઈ?
મજામાં તમે કેમ છો જયંતભાઈ?
બસ એકદમ સરસ.
વેરી ગુડ, વેરી ગુડ.
Hey, are you someone who faces problems in remembering Excel formulas? What if I tell you that from today onwards, you don't need to remember any Excel formula?
Banikji, there is a problem of echo.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Already our guest, Dr. D.K. Dash sir, former director and distinguished scientist of SEC ISRO, already joined. Sir, with your permission, we are just going to inaugurate this program with a virtual inauguration for a few minutes. We have with us Jayant Joshi sir from USA. Sir also served ISRO, and Bharat Chaniara sir also served ISRO, sir.
Yeah.
નમસ્કાર દાસ બાબુજી.
नमस्कार जोशी भाई, नमस्कार चारणीय जी, नमस्कार अंजन जी.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And now I would like to invite our respected guest. First of all, Professor D.K. Das, sir, former Director, SEC ISRO, and distinguished scientist. He is also Chair, Professor Vikram Sarabhai, Professor of ISRO. So I would like to invite him. सर आप हमारे मार्गदर्शन करें और आज के इस महोत्सव में अपना विचार और वाणी हमसे साझा करें सर.
Thank you, Anjan Banik ji, respected dignitaries, Jayant Joshi ji, Bharat Chaniara ji, and all distinguished guests, today's awardees and budding scientists of India, all my dear participants and the organizing team, and ladies and gentlemen. Namaste, pranam. Good evening to you all from city of Ahmedabad, which was the Karma Bhumi and Janma Bhumi of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. In fact, I feel privileged to be here on this auspicious day of birth anniversary of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. When we talk about Vikram Sarabhai, we have to talk about his two mandates over us. The first is harness the space technology for the society, and the second mandate is while using this technology, you should be second to none. Are we second to none? Yes, certainly yes. We are the people who discovered water molecule on lunar surface. We are the people who sent Mangalyaan on a shoestring budget and become the fourth country in the world. We are the people who sent 104 satellites in single shot. And we are the people who are waiting eagerly for next 11 days for soft landing of Vikram lander on moon. Definitely, we are pursuing his second mandate, no doubt about it. But what about the first mandate, that harness the space technology for the society? For that, I will take you to the year of 1964, when SYNCOM-3 was launched by NASA. This communication satellite was used for telecasting of Summer Olympic at Tokyo in United States. This was the first television satellite. And Vikram Sarabhai thought that time itself that this same technology, same concept can be used in India for the education of mass people, rural India people. And this was the first concept of tele-education in the world. Vikram Sarabhai knew that that will not be possible with our own satellite at that time. So he thought, so he approached NASA, wanted to hire a satellite, and finally he managed to hire ATS-6 satellite, which was used in 1975 and 76, connecting 2,400 villages all over India for mass education. This is the most successful example of tele-education in the world. Though Vikram Sarabhai was no more that time, unfortunately, we followed his path. And after 1 year, again we hired another satellite from European community, that was Symphony, and that we used for telecommunication experiments. Then came our own satellite, first communication satellite, Apple, then INSAT-1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then GeoSats, and such on. And with that, now India is the one of the most important satellite operator in Asia and Pacific. Similarly, in 1970, we started remote sensing, but before that, I would like to take today's our achievement in communication for society. We have now 2.5 lakh of VSAT terminals, which is taking care of your ATM, which is taking care of your railway reservation, which is taking care of your airline booking, and so many things in medical, in health sector, in ONGC, everywhere we said we have 2.5 lakhs today. Then we have 6.9 crore of subscription for satellite television, direct to home. We have more than 800 channels, TV channels now. We have 13,800 automatic shipborne beacons and aircraft search and rescue beacons. We have 1,900 automatic weather stations. We have 83 network of teleeducations, and we have 60 specialty hospitals for telemedicine with 300 locations, mostly in areas, remote areas like Chiachin, and mostly used by defense. And in 1970, Dr. Pisarote of Physical Research Laboratory, he tried to detect a disease on coconut crop using aircraft, using the American camera and Russian aircraft, and that was the beginning of our remote sensing. Today, we are one of the most important operator of remote sensing in the world. Now, for remote sensing also, where it is used for crop forecasting, crop monitoring, mountain, river, water bodies, deserts, monitoring in day and monitoring in night. I give one example. In 1970, the cyclone Bola, the casualty was 5 lakh. 5 lakh people died in cyclone Bola in 1970. In 1977, in Andhra cyclone, 14,000 people died. In 1999, in Orissa cyclone, 9,800 people died. In 2014, in cyclone Hudhud, 46 people died. From 5 lakhs came down to 46. Then in 2019, in cyclone Bulbul, 25 people died. And in this year, cyclone Biparjoy, we had 2 casualties. You see that drastically it is coming down. It is only because of the space technology with support from our other agencies. This is what we are doing for the society. But is it enough? You also know, I also know that is not enough. We have long way to go. We have miles to go before we sleep. And for the new generation, for the budding scientists, I only request them, you come and take the baton and you go forward to make country like Ravi Thakur said once, Chitta jetha bhoy shunno uchcho jetha shir, Gyan jetha mukta setha griher prachir. Where the mind is without fear, head is held high, where knowledge is free, where world has not been broken into fragments by narrow domestic walls. With that, namaste, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. It's a great inspiration from your side with your words of wisdom, sir. And we are so much blessed with Tagore's lines also. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We hope time to time, whenever we invite sir, you will come and give energy to us. आपका मार्गदर्शन हमारे लिए बहुत ही जरूरी है सर. तो भविष्य में भी आपका साथ चाहिए सर. थैंक यू सर.
अवश्य अवश्य. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सबको. नमस्ते.
थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू सर. बहुत ही बिजी शेड्यूल होते हुए भी आप हमारे साथ जुड़े, तो इसलिए सर आपसे एक बार फिर से आपको हमारी साथ जोड़ने के लिए शुक्रिया। हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। हमारे साथ बने हुए हैं जयंत जोशी सर, जो कि मिशन मंगल के साथ भी जुड़े हुए थे और बहुत दिनों से इसरो की साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और अपने काम उन्होंने किया, जो देश को एक नई उम्मीद दिलाई। नई मुहिम में उनका योगदान बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण था। और आज जब हम यहाँ पे बैठे हुए हैं तो वो हमसे यूएसए से जुड़ रहे हैं। अभी वो यूएसए में है और बहुत सवेरे सवेरे वो हमसे इस वक्त जुड़े हैं। सो वी वेलकम जयंत जोशी सर and request him to give his words of wisdom on this occasion to congratulate our winner students as well as in the celebration of birth anniversary of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. Over to Jayant Joshi sir. Sir.
Thank you, Anjan ji, and very good morning from US, and very good evening to all the participants. Respected Das sir, Bharat Charyara ji, my dear friend, Anjan Banik ji, and all budding future scientists of India who are participating, and all ladies and gentlemen. Today, I feel honored to be invited on this dais to say a few lines only for the great visionary or architect of Indian space program, Dr. Vikram A. Sarabhai. We all know he was from Ahmedabad, born on 12th of August 1919, and he met an unfortunate early demise on 30th December 1971. So, is considered to be the father of Indian space program. What he actually he did so that he is considered to be the father of Indian space program. So let me just rewind a few years back, that is early 1960s, when we were very young independent country. We didn't have enough agriculture produce to feed our country, enough agriculture uh, produce for our country. So at that time, as Das sir very rightly pointed out, that he had a vision and he had thought that satellite technology can effectively be used for development of my country. And he approached the then government, and we were all lucky that it was considered. And for that, what he did, that is to be seen why he is considered to be a visionary. He did not propose to make a satellite. He did not propose to make a rocket first. Instead, he thought that let me show people of my country how a satellite technology can be effectively harnessed and used to cover a mass of people, to demonstrate the actual technology which is used in better farming and better education, right? Without stepping out of their own home. And that in early about 1975, he did the world largest communication program called SITE, Satellite Instructional Television Experiment, and he showed to people of India that how effectively a satellite can be used to depart the crucial and important knowledge about agriculture, and how at the same time it can also be used for a community entertainment purpose sitting at your own home or nearby location. So there were 2 hour program at that time, and 1 hour in the morning, it was only kept for the agriculture program, and in the evening 1 hour it was dedicated only for the entertainment program. So Vikram Sarabhai at that time not only built ISRO but had established most premier institute. So he had a very diverse personality. He was not only engaged in science and technology, but he established a premier institute at that time in the country, naming PRL, the cradle of Indian space program, physical research laboratory, then IIM, Indian Institute of Management, then CSC Community Science Center, a Darpan Academy for Fine Arts, that is taking everybody away from science and technology and doing something for arts and culture. He established this institute called Darpan, which is still alive in Ahmedabad. Then VSSC Vikram Sarabhai Space Center he established in Trivandrum, and SAC Space Application Center, which is present at Jodhpur Tekara today in Ahmedabad. Apart from their FBTI, that is Faster Breeder Test Reactor, ECIL, Electronic Corporation of India Limited, and UCIL, that is Uranium Corporation of India Limited, right? And to talk about his vision, जब उन्होंने सबसे पहला हमारा ये जो तुम्बा का एस्टेब्लिशमेंट भी वहां पे किया त्रिवेंद्रम के पास, तो वहां पे नाइक अपाचे द रॉकेट विच वाज द फर्स्ट रॉकेट टू टेक ऑफ फ्रॉम द इंडियन सॉइल. But the beauty or the great thing about the Nike Apache rocket was that the rocket did not belong to us. We did not have the rocket. The fuel was from some the other country. The computer system was from the other country, right? And we only offered, जैसे हम कहते हैं ना कि शादी में दूल्हा किसी और का है, दुल्हन किसी की है, हाँ, बाकी सब खाना भी कोई और दे रहा है, हमने सिर्फ अपनी जगह दी और हमने बोला कि अगर शादी है तो बाराती भी हम देंगे. So this team of scientists, right, that was from India supporting the team which came along with the rocket, along with the fuel system, along with the computer system. So he had a vision that our people should try to learn how this technology or how a rocket can be built, how a rocket can flow, right? So this thing he harnessed, and we started this program Nike Apache, and few years later we had our own sounding rocket program started on that side. This is how he showed how a very a country which is just beginning should start. So he then started, and you see, the next step was to establish PRL, Physical Research Laboratory, and he invited a young budding scientist team of around 25 to 30 young scientists in the team. And at that time, he introduced an open forum culture. It's not like today's corporate sector that the boss is sitting in the cabin, nobody can enter without his permission. Even today in ISRO, any technician or any engineer is allowed to step into the topmost boss office for any discussion without any fear. So that was the culture introduced by Sarabhai, right? And that is how a leader should be, right? And he then started the program. He gave a vision that, okay, now we have understood, people have understood this technology, let us start our own space program. So first thing was, he knew that even if we have the satellite, we should, unless we have the launching capability, we cannot go miles away. And he started the program called SLV, Satellite Launch Vehicle. The story is known to everybody. Abdul Kalam was the project director of the first SLV, SLV3. Why it was called SLV3 is another story. But then when he built a team, he gave a goal to the team that I want to make a rocket which can take around 40 kilogram of payload. We call it satellite, we call it payload, which can effectively take this particular satellite or payload into space at about 400 to 500 kilometer height. You build one rocket. So that was the only thing, right? He gave the mandate, he trusted them. It's not like that hourly meeting or weekly meeting or monthly meeting, right? He would call them casually on a coffee table and share the details. And that is how the entire program started. So when you put trust on a people, when you gave them the freedom to work, the people flourish, right? So that is to be understood today. So on this occasion, when our future budding scientists and Das sir very rightly told that the legacy is established, everything is already there. Now it is your turn only to pass on, the carry on the flag to a further height. And with these few words, I wish all the students who have participated, I am not using the word winners, whosoever dared to participate, I congratulate all of them from bottom of my heart. And I wish that such program, right, should be carried on nationwide, so that the hidden talent of our student should come out effectively. For that, I congratulate Banik ji and the entire team. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
थैंक यू सर। सर बढ़िया कहा आपने, सही है कि इसरो और आप लोगों ने बहुत सारा काम कर दिया है ऑलरेडी, और एक 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 पटरी पर डाल दिया देश की विज्ञान और तकनीकी क्षेत्र को। बाकी अगली पीढ़ी को ही इसको, इस धरोहर को आगे ले जाने की बहुत जिम्मेदारी निभाने की ज़रूरत है। और उसी मुहिम में कि अगली पीढ़ी आप लोगों की जो एक्सपीरियंस है उसकी अंडर में बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म करे और देश का नाम रोशन करे। जो न्यू इंडिया का ड्रीम है हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी का भी, उस मुहिम को भी हम पूरा करना चाहते हैं। और प्रवीण और नवीन, इन दोनों की संगम से ही भारत आगे बढ़ सकता है। एंशिएंट इंडिया को एक टाइम पे कहा जाता था कि ये सोने का चिड़िया है, लेकिन कुछ दिक्कतों की वजह से मिडिल एज स्टेज एंड अदर थिंग, वो सोने का चिड़िया बिखर गया है। उसको एक बार फिर से मुझे लगता है सबसे ज्यादा जिसने टटोला है, जिसने एक नया दिशा दिया है, वो है इसरो, वो है मंगलयान, वो है चंद्रयान। जो जिसने साइंस को एक ऐसी मुकाम पर लाके खड़ा कर दिया जहाँ पे साइंस लविंग बच्चे साइंटिस्ट बनने की चाहत रखते हैं और आज चाहत रख के आगे बढ़ते हैं। पहले तो सिर्फ नासा की ओर ही हम देखते थे, लेकिन आज नासा भी इसरो के ओर देख रहा है और रशिया भी भारत की इस चांद को छूने की मुहिम को देखते हुए अपनी लूना जो
25
हाँ उसका भी आगाज किया है। मतलब भारत को अभी इसके साथ जापान भी कर रहा है। तो भारत का कोई भी काम पूरे विश्व को बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण लगता है और वो लोग भी उस सोच को आगे बढ़ाने में अपनी अपनी तरफ से कोशिश करते हैं। तो इस सोच को एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण जगह पर लाने की जो कोशिश आप लोगों ने की, उसके लिए सर आप लोगों को हार्दिक स्वागत, प्रणाम, नमन, बंदन, चरण स्पर्श। सो सर आज के दिन आप इतने दूर से हमारे बीच आए, थैंक यू सर। हम चाहेंगे कि आपका ये लेक्चर आगे भी हो। आपने कहा कि 16 अगस्त जो कि इसरो का भी जन्म तिथि है, तो उस दिन शाम भी आप आएंगे तो ये एक बड़ी कामयाबी होगी हम सभी बच्चों को, जो अब तक ये 4th ईयर चल रहा है ये कार्यक्रम। देश भर से जितने भी बच्चे हमसे जुड़े हैं, इन सभी को हम बताना चाहेंगे कि 16 अगस्त सर की एक लेक्चर है शाम को इसी प्लेटफॉर्म पे, तो आप ज़रूर सुने सर को और समझे। जो आप ना केवल विज्ञान और तकनीक के बारे में, भारत की अचीवमेंट्स के बारे में आपको जानकारी देगा, आपको इंस्पिरेशन भी मिलेगा कि आप आगे किस तरह से आ सकते हैं, किस तरह से इसरो को ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, किस तरह से अपने आप को संवार सकते हैं देश की न्यू इंडिया पॉलिसी के तहत। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू।
हम आगे बढ़ते हैं। हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, ऑलरेडी जुड़ चुके हैं प्रोफेसर आर एलान गोविंद। कुछ तकनीकी वजहों से शायद वो हमसे रूबरू नहीं हो पा रहे हैं, लेकिन थोड़ी ही देर में एक बार फिर से वो सामने आएंगे। और मैं अभी आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगा, आई वुड लाइक टू इनवाइट हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं एलन गोविंद सर, प्रोफेसर आर एलन गोविंद सर। वेलकम सर।
Fine. How are you?
Fine sir, fine sir. Sir, आज की इस sir, today is a very auspicious day. We are celebrating the birth anniversary of Professor and Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, and so many dignitaries are with us. Previous former director of SEC, Dr. D.K. Das sir.
I had them talking. It's a very Honor to join with you all from US. It is early morning here.
Sir.
Yeah, I want to
So
share some
one by
of
one we are,
the. Yeah,
sir. So one by one, sir, we are taking your words of wisdom, your blessings, sir. So now I would like to invite our most respected Dr. Bharat Bhai Chaniara, sir, from
yeah,
Ahmedabad, who served for a long time,
yeah.
for 3 decades, ISRO, and also specially contributed for uh, EduSet. So I would like to invite Bharat Chaniara, sir.
नमस्कार, गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू। इस वेबिनार से जुड़े हुए सभी आमंत्रित महानुभाव, इस कार्यक्रम के आयोजक श्री अंजन बनिक जी, स्टूडेंट्स, टीचर्स और पेरेंट्स, सबसे पहले मैं इसका कंपटीशन में हिस्सा लेने वाले सभी बच्चों को अभिनंदन देना चाहता हूं, और जिस बच्चों ने इस कंपटीशन जीती है उनको विशेष बधाई देना चाहता हूं, और सभी बच्चों के उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए शुभकामना करता हूं। फ्रेंड्स, जिंदगी में हार जीत तो होती रहती है। जीत में ज़रूर खुशी मिलती है, और लेकिन हार से हमें नासीपास नहीं होना चाहिए। हार हमें हमारी भूल और कमियों को दुरुस्त करने का और आगे बढ़ने का मौका देती है। अपने ग्रेट साइंटिस्ट डॉक्टर एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम सर ने कहा था कि जो हार है वो सफलता की सीढ़ी का पहला स्टेप्स होता है। इसलिए हमें हिम्मत, आत्मविश्वास और पूरी तैयारी के साथ ये सफलता की सीढ़ी को तय करने के लिए सभी स्टेप चढ़ते रहेंगे तो डेफिनेटली एक न एक दिन हमें अचूक सफलता हासिल होगी। आप सभी बच्चों ने इस कंपटीशन में हिस्सा लिया, वो आपका आत्मविश्वास दर्शाता है, और सफलता पाने के लिए ये आत्मविश्वास बहुत ज़रूरी होता है। मैं फिर से सभी बच्चों को बधाई देता हूं और उनके उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए शुभकामना करता हूं। मैं इस कार्यक्रम में मुझे जोड़ने के लिए आमंत्रित किया और मुझे आपसे बात करने का मौका दिया, इसलिए मैं श्री अंजन बनिक जी का बहुत बहुत आभारी हूं। और वो जैसे मुझे पता है कि अंजन बनिक जी ने कोविड के टाइम में काफ़ी बहुत से वेबिनार कंडक्ट करके बच्चों को एजुकेट किया और उनको हौसला बढ़ाया, उनको मोटिवेट किया, और इसलिए अंजन बनिक जी को भारत सरकार की ओर से बेस्ट टीचर का अवार्ड भी दिया गया है। इसलिए मैं उनको इस अचीवमेंट के लिए बधाई देता हूँ, अभिनंदन देता हूँ। और भविष्य में भी अंजन बनिक जी ऐसे वेबिनार कार्यक्रम करते रहे, इसके लिए मैं उनको शुभकामना देता हूं, और ये सभी बच्चों को धन्यवाद करता हूं। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you, sir. Sir, बेसिकली अवार्ड जो हमें मिला सर, इज नॉट पर्सनल अवार्ड। बेसिकली जो काम किया सर आप लोगों के साथ उस टाइम पे, उसके लिए ही ये अवार्ड मिला। और इसके पीछे आपका भी योगदान, महत्वपूर्ण योगदान है सर। उसमें जो प्रोसेसिंग है उसमें मैं सबके लिए बताना चाहूँगा कि प्रोसेसिंग में रिकमेंडेशन की भी जरूरत होती है। एक फॉर्मल रिकमेंडेशन बहुत ही जरूरी है, जो कि सर्टिफाई करे कि जिस व्यक्ति को नॉमिनेट किया जा रहा है वो इस तरीके की काम किया है। और इसमें बाकी लोगों के साथ लगभग 10 रिकमेंडेशन चाहिए होता है। और इसमें मैं बहुत ही कृतज्ञ हूँ कि भारत भाई चनियारा सर ने भी अपना योगदान रखा और एक रिकमेंडेशन दिया। इसके बेसिस पर NCSTC गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया TST का जो पार्ट है उसी की हर साल राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान समारोह जो विज्ञान भवन में 28 फरवरी को होता है, उसमें नेशनल अवार्ड फॉर साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी कम्युनिकेशन फॉर साइंटिफिक प्रमोशन थ्रू इनोवेशन एंड ट्रेडिशनल प्रैक्टिसेस इस हिसाब से दिया। सर की इस पूरे जो कार्यक्रम है उसमें शनियारा सर की बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण योगदान है। उनके साथ हम जुड़े और उनसे उनकी भी मार्गदर्शन से बहुत कुछ जानने का मिला कि किस तरीके से साइंस कम्युनिकेशन सोसाइटी में स्पेशली स्टूडेंट्स और टीचर्स के बीच किया जा सकता है। आज की जो ये कार्यक्रम है उसका भी सबसे पहला लॉन्चिंग 19 जुलाई 2020 को हुआ था और इस कार्यक्रम का पूरा ढांचा जब पहली बार तैयार हुआ था उस वक्त चनियरा सर का मार्गदर्शन मिला। अभी तो सिर्फ इसको रन करने की जिम्मेदारी हम है, तो उसी हिसाब से सर आई एम वेरी मच फीलिंग प्राउड कि मुझे आप लोगों के साथ काम करने का मौका मिला और आप लोगों का मार्गदर्शन। थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू। वो आपकी महानता है अंजन बनिक जी। यू आर रियली डिजर्विंग फॉर दैट अवार्ड एंड रियली यू गॉट इट। इट्स वेरी गुड। यू आर द पायोनियर फॉर कंडक्टिंग सच वेबिनार।
थैंक यू सर। आगे बढ़ते हैं। हमारे साथ दो महत्वपूर्ण व्यक्ति जुड़े हुए हैं। प्रोफेसर एलन गोविंद आरआर, जो कि इसरो में काम करते थे, और GSLV मार्क जो आज सबसे महत्वपूर्ण एक लॉन्चिंग व्हीकल है, उसमें उनका योगदान रहा। और दूसरे है डॉक्टर प्रभाकर शर्मा जी थोड़े ट्रांजिट में हैं, थोड़ी दिनों कुछ क्षणों के बाद वो जुड़ने वाले हैं, तो हम उन दोनों का भी सुनेंगे, ब्लेसिंग्स और मार्गदर्शन लेंगे। इस बीच हम शेयर करना चाहते हैं इस बार जिन 5 बच्चों को 5-6 स्टेप्स के बाद ये मौका मिला और ये अवार्ड मिलने जा रहा है, उनकी सर्टिफिकेट और साथ ही स्पेशली अचीव किए हुए 5 बच्चों को हम इंस्पायर करने के लिए कंसोलेशन अवार्ड दे रहा है। बेसिकली उन्होंने उनका मार्किंग बहुत ही पास है कि उनको सराहना भी हमारी जिम्मेदारी है, तो इसीलिए उनको 5 अवार्ड जो हम नॉर्मली डिक्लेयर करते हैं उसके साथ ही कंसोलेशन अवार्ड के तौर पे और 5 अवार्ड का भी घोषणा कर रहे हैं, तो मैं ये शेयर करना चाहूँगा। ये चौथी साल है जबकि हमने ये आयोजन संपन्न किया। 4.2 इंडिया इंटरनेशनल सराभाई स्टूडेंट साइंटिस्ट अवार्ड 2023। इस बार का जो आयोजन है उसमें पूरा मिलाकर 10 बच्चों का सिलेक्शन हुआ है। हम ये घोषणा करने की पहले हम देख लेते हैं इस वक्त हम I would like to invite Professor Ilan Govind sir to bless us
Yeah.
with his words of wisdom. Professor Ilan Govind sir. कुछ तकनीकी कारणों की वजह से सर हमसे जुड़ नहीं पा रहा है, लेकिन जुड़ जाएंगे. यस सर. Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir.
Am I audible?
Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. It is very early morning in US now, and I have another webinar also at 7:30 evening. Okay, I want to share. It is a very auspicious day, and it is a very honor to be among with you. That's what I can say. Yes, I am from Vikram Sarabhai Space Center from 1978. Okay, I was in charge of structural analysis and system design for SLV period up to GSLV. I was a core team member of GSLV Mark 1. Now it is not that. Now it is Mark 3. But I am one of the core team member who signed MOE with Glass Cosmos for cryogenic engine. Okay. So in this way, I shared some of the experience. I am also from Rameswaram. I follow Dr. Kalam from is my college senior also. MIT also is a senior, and BSc also is a senior. I am from his same village, Rameswaram. That way, Kalam used to remember all his writing and everything, Vikram Sarabhai. Oh, sir. And I astonished when I went through the Vikram Sarabhai's profile. It is such a great. I never seen one person's thesis was reviewed by 3 Nobel Prize winners were there when he was presenting his thesis. That's what I heard from IISc. He came to IISc on the condition come back to India for doctorate on the condition Mr. Sir C.V. Raman will guide him. On this process only he came back to India and joined. And one of his peculiar qualities, and as somebody told, it is a very peculiar quality which attracted me in the incident between him and Dr. Kalam. And Dr. Kalam has told I have learned some 3 main points from Vikram Sarabhai. One is team building. First is vision. Second is team building. And he will listen from the bottom. Whomsoever is small, he will listen to them. And he building a team. These 3 things he was telling in his biography also. 3 things I learned. One incident how his vision, we can easily say. Once Dr. Kalam was called to Delhi from Trivandrum to ask to come to Delhi and meet him at night 2 o'clock at Asoka Hotel. At those time from Trivandrum to Delhi, even by flight also will take a lot of time, 1960s. All the way Kalam rushed to Delhi as a obedience. So he went and sit down in the Hotel Asoka for the reception for 10 o'clock, night 10 o'clock. And waiting for him, exactly 2 o'clock, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai appeared. And one more person also came here, along with Kalam, was waiting for him. He took all the Mr. Narayanan, General Manager for the DRDL, and Dr. Kalam, who is in honorary pants and shirts, all went to, he took them to the very early morning to one of the Air Force base at Delhi and showed him a plane and asking them to, Kalam to design a rocket, jet as a rocket assisted takeoff, RETO. He suggested, immediately he want to put it, and same morning, and he explained he want to put design a rocket engine so that the rocket takeoff will be there in the area. So early morning, very early morning. Then 7 o'clock he is going to the Prime Minister's office, and then now notice is coming in the morning that we are starting a RETO. And he is taking a breakfast with Srimati Indira Gandhi. And next, immediately the announcement is coming. So such is his planning and timing and everything. I used to tell, he used to plan, some of his students has to accompany him in the train. You have to book a ticket where the train which is traveling, and he will discuss his thesis in the train, then he has to return back. He used to go to the VSSC meeting in the VSSC, and he went to some of the time, even the flight used to miss, or you take all the people to the airport and discuss that. So this one the things when I joined I had, because I joined in 79. That's all these kind of things, his time management and his vision. And we developing SLV 3 final 4 stages, the composite stages, Kalam is telling, suddenly you bring someone, France person, for using the 4th stage in their vehicle. Of course, it didn't take up. So these kind of things is the vision he already planned. He first started, he is the first man who grabbed the idea when in the International Geophysical Year in 1959, I think. He attended the International Geophysical Year, and there is a requirement to launch the sounding rockets from the magnetic equator. Immediately he grabbed the opportunity. And there itself, we got a lot of orders to launch sounding rockets and others and everything for foreign scientists. India is launching sounding rockets in 1958s and 60s. For foreign scientists is one of the remarkable things. So before starting, so 1963 Niki Apache came. That is a American vehicle. There 1 or 2 vehicles only they gave. After that, we have to develop our one. After that, they didn't give the canopy. So we have to develop the composite. Kalam was developing very fond of composite by nature, and he is developing the composite part. And one Dr. C.R. Satya, who has recently expired, who was a long time, he is the first lieutenant who joined with Dr. Kalam. And one is Dr. C.R. Satya, and another is our respected chairman, Madhavan Nair. So these 2 people, the first 2 people joined with Dr. Kalam and working for this one. And immediately one day, Kalam bring Dr. Vikram, immediately Dr. Vikram Sarabhai will visit whatever the invention. Everybody, when he visit VSSC, it will be electrifying atmosphere. Everybody will come rush forward to him to show their what is the development they are making. So Satya showed a binding. That means he used the coconut threads and used a composite binding in this one. He immediately looked at Satya. Dr. told him, ask him to go to Coimbatore, and he told the industry, go and see what is the motor winding. This is the way the first composite winding motor started. Whatever that, immediately he will take a decision. He sent the people immediately to all the spaceports of India. He sent a team along with Dr. Aram and see all the things. See all the spaceports and come back to design a shot. So this is the way he used to guide the team. He bring lot of people from abroad who were working for lot of people who working in abroad, like Dr. Gupta, Dr. Gaurikar, Dr. A.E. Muthulayam, who are all became the stage in charge when the SLV is being formed. So such a team building cannot be there. One day, Kalam was demonstrating on, I think, the igniter. And it was working very well. And in front of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, it didn't work. Then that day evening, Kalam went to meet Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. As usual, is Kerala, Kovalam Hotel. He will all be there. So he went there, and Kalam smiled and gave a letter to him. Then Kalam was telling him, we are going to get a firing. But he got a promotion letter. And he told Vikram Sarabhai told, you are going in a correct direction. You go ahead, failures may be there. But suddenly he decided we must have a integrated testing. But design ignited, not test separately. Test with the article. That's why the integrated testing division has come. That is the vision we have. Not only a small thing also you will take care. Once Dr. Aramandan and Kalam all the way traveled 2 days to reach Ahmedabad to see him at PRL. They are very tired and they went to the office of PRL and they are all, he was slightly angry. I think it's the first incident where Kalam was getting slightly restless and angry because there is no chair is given. Then they have to leak it in the veranda of the PRL and talking. And they made some noise there. So Vikram Sarabhai was in some other meeting. He come to know. Immediately within half an hour, they arranged a room and he was Kalam and Dr. Aramdan were made to sit down. And he take any personality in VSSA. It is Dr. Aramdan or Dr. Ved or Dr. Abdul Kalam. Apart from Kalam, they will all praise, even Dr. Rambi Narayanan. So all the people you select, they will praise about Dr. Vikram Sarabhai first. How they were treated, how they were selected, how their interview is being done at VRL for Dr. Aramdan. He used to tell. So these kind of things I heard directly from them about him, but I don't have a chance to work under him at that time. So these are the things Dr. Vikram Sarabhai led the country. He's definitely is a visionary. That's the reason why we are launching this many vehicles. Even one of the when we are signing the GK Cosmos with the cryogenic engine, one of the senator in America objected. USSR should not give technology to India, the cryogenic technology to India. Right, only the technical transfer, only the stages will be given, no technical transfer. Yes, we accepted. We developed our one, and the same senator has become now the president of ES. It is Joe Biden. He is giving lot of orders to us to launch, a lot of satellite to us to launch. It is that Vikram Sarabhai is a visionary. So even a small thing to this one, I used to tell lot of stories about him. There will be lot of one warrior was his PA. He was with full of air tickets, because he can cancel any time and he will go to the next flight because of the meeting. And one such meeting, everybody will report him. When they go out VSSC and attend some meeting, they will Kalam used to brief him after the meeting. After one meeting, he phoned. I have attended this meeting and I will come and meet you. So Dr. Vikram Sarabhai told him, come and meet me tomorrow morning. That meeting never happened. So that's, I think it is the last day of the year. He had his last breath at the Kovalam water. Okay, that doctor who attended him also recently gave a report, recently gave a talk about him. So it is one of the things. I am very happy and honored. I have worked in Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, the center which is named after a great legend. And I wish best of luck all the people, all the student community. And I am in the field for 43 years. I have 1979 to 43 years. I was in the VSSC for 20 years and professional. I am the colleges also academic section for 20 years and industry in three countries I established aeronautic aerospace department. And currently also giving webinar. 7:30 also I have another webinar. So kindly excuse me. I bow all of you and wish you best of luck or everything. And it's an honor to accept this honor. Thank you. Is there any questions I can answer?
Sir, thank you. Thank you, sir. Your presence enlightened our programs. So we want to pay our regards to you, sir. Thank you very much for coming here and joining us and inspiring our organizing team as well as students also who win the India International Sarabhai Student Scientist Award. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being with
Thank
us.
you. So that I will go for another day. Thank you. Thank you all.
Now, and next phase, I would like to. We have one more scientist with us, Dr. Prabhakar Sharma, most senior scientist uh, who worked at the very beginning uh, of our ISRO, at the formation period of our ISRO, when it was in its forming stage, and worked. He has been interviewed himself by respected scientist Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, and also worked under the guidance of Kalam sir. He worked at PRL throughout his life, and which is the mother organization of ISRO. Once again, our respected Prabhakar sir is with us to bless us as well as to inspire us. So over to Prabhakar Sharma sir, and then after him we will go for feedback of our recipients, awardees one by one. Sir.
Okay. Are you able to hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
You are here.
Okay. Thank you so much for inviting me for this function. I was very fortunate to have worked both with Dr. Sarabhai and Dr. Kalam in my early research work. See, those days, Dr. Sarabhai was director of Physical Research Laboratory, and actually ISRO started at Physical Research Laboratory in just one floor, just 4 or 5 rooms, and everybody used to sit there. And we were a small group of about 150 people, and Dr. Kalam also used to be there. Then afterwards, when Tumba rocket launching station came, then Kalam moved. And when I joined PRL as a research scholar in 1969, I also moved to Trivandrum, and I was in the Space Science Center, and we used to conduct rocket flights from Tumba and worked very closely with Dr. Kalam. We scientists were working on payloads to study the upper ionosphere, upper atmosphere, and Dr. Kalam used to do the integration and all the tests that were required for the experiment. Those days, India was not making rockets. We used to import the rockets from Russia, M100 rockets, which used to barely go up to 100 kilometers. And we used to make payloads, instruments which will be put on the rocket and then fire them from Tumba. So we worked very closely, and it was a great fun to witness all these rocket flights. We used to sometimes, the rockets were either in the evenings or early mornings. And when there are early morning flights, we used to work all night putting together everything, including our instruments and then the vibration tests and all the tests that were required. And it was a great fun to work with Dr. Kalam. He used to be there almost 24 hours. And even sleep there only, and eat there only, sleep there only, So there was a very close interaction. We saw him. He was our rocket engineer those days. But he was, because of his hardworking nature and with his politeness, everyone liked him. He was very well respected by everyone who was around. So that was Dr. Kalam. And of course, Dr. Sarabhai was the director of PRL, and he used to visit Trivandrum and both the Space Science Center and the Tumba Rocket Launching Station quite frequently. I had good interaction with him. Whenever he came, he asked about our research work. Actually, I wanted to join him for my PhD, but he said he was already very busy, and because he was by that time also chairman of Atomic Energy Commission. So most of the time he used to be in Bombay that time, and only Saturday, Sundays he used to come to PRL and work almost 18, 19 hours. And then he will take a night train to Mumbai. He won't go by flight. He would take a night train, leaving Ahmedabad at about 10 o'clock and reach Bombay in the morning. And even in train, he used to check the thesis and research papers of his students. There were 4 or 5 at that time. And he was very hardworking actually. Actually, doctors advised him not to do so much hard work and take proper rest. So that is why his health was failing. And in fact, I saw him just one day before, a few days before he left this world. He came to inaugurate the Tumba railway station actually. He was looking very weak, and as the earlier speaker said, he used to give appointments right from 4 o'clock in the morning. And so he was, he had no time to rest actually. But talking of Dr. Sarabhai, he was really a visionary. Coming from a business family, he had a keen interest in science. He worked with Dr. C.V. Raman for a while at Bangalore. And then, of course, he went abroad and did his PhD thesis. He came back to India, and then he started this physical research laboratory with a small group of scientists who were his students. And the support used to come from government actually. It was a very meager support. And we used to get very, very small amount of scholarship. And there were not many instruments, but you see, those times what we used to do is, there was a lot of junk equipment, just junk instruments from Second World War. So even when we did work at Tumba, we used to buy these which were available very cheap, but they used to work very well. Navy and all kinds of armed forces, there used to be a lot of junk equipment. and we used to repair them and make them work. They were very sturdy actually. And most of the time, military equipment was very sturdy. And many of the these retired people from military, army, both army, navy, and air force, they actually manned those laboratories. So we had a lot of population of retired military people, and they were very, as you know, military people are very organized and they work because when there is a war, you have to set right the equipment very fast. Otherwise, somebody will come and kill you. So they were very good in repairing things. That was the great thing. And Dr. Sarabhai had this vision, and he recruited many of them actually. Many of them did very good work in the initial stages. Then, of course, a lot of young people came and so on and so forth. So I talked to you some great things about Dr. Sarabhai. You see, apart from being a scientist, he was a very good manager. He had a lot of management skills. In fact, Ahmedabad management, IIM Ahmedabad and Ahmedabad Management Association, and there are a couple of other institutions which Dr. Sarabhai started. So not only in science, he even started, Darpana Academy of Performing Arts, where his own wife, Mrinali, and daughter Mallika did Bharatnatyam and all kinds of classical dances. Then the National Institute of Design, which is very famous institute in Ahmedabad for design, that was also started by Dr. Sarabhai. And many other institutions, Ahmedabad Textile Industrial Research Association called ATIRA, also was started by him. So he then of course the Community Science Center at Ahmedabad was also started by him. So you see, he had interest in lots of things, not only just science. So for him, his interests were very wide, and he put a lot of capable people in those things, and they are very eminent institutions started by him. So that was the thing Dr. Sarabhai I particularly liked, that he he was a visionary. He dreamed. He had a lot of dreams about, and to convince government of the utility of space, he wrote number of papers, number of articles. He gave number of seminars, lectures, even to the parliament. In fact, many of the things that ISRO later did were actually imagined by Dr. Sarabhai, like this, this TV, education through TV, telemedicine, remote sensing of crops and agricultural crops and mineral resources, water resources, ice cover. So many of these things were actually thought of by Dr. Sarabhai, and those divisions were started in a small way by him. Now, of course, they have grown into full-fledged institutions. So that was the greatness of Sarabhai. But apart from all this, he was a very simple human being. He used to come in traditional kurta pajama, and many times even newcomers will not even recognize him. So that was the thing. He had no air condition. His room was on the second floor. It was very hot, but he won't have air conditioner in it. So he lived a very, very simple life actually. Kurta pajama and chappal. So you won't feel that he is any great. He used to walk into the lab, go to every section, and he knew the name of everyone. There were about 150 people. He knew name of everyone who was working there. And if you invite him for some function, he would go, and even though for 5 minutes, he would go and bless the people. So he was very social actually. And he was such a simple human being that when we called him Professor Vikram Sarabhai or Professor Sarabhai, he would say, "No, I am your Vikram Bhai." Of course, that is a tradition in Gujarat, that you address people by first name. Like America, Americans don't address by surname. They always address by first name. So he used to be always called as Vikram Bhai and not Dr. Sarabhai or Professor Sarabhai. So that was the greatness of Sarabhai. He won't let you feel that he is chairman of Atomic Energy Commission. He was director of PRL and such a great scientist. He won't let you feel that you are small in front of him. So that was the greatness of him, and that is why his team worked very well. Because if your boss doesn't behave like a boss, but as your colleague, then of course you feel like working. Our lab used to be open 24 hours a day, and his students and even Dr. Sarabhai used to work till very late night. Of course, I didn't have the good fortune of working with him because, as I said, he was already too busy. And he said, even if I guide you for thesis, essentially you will work with my students. So then he asked me to join some other faculty member. But whatever interaction I had with him, it was I have very good memories of him as a scientist, as a human being, and above all, a visionary. So thank you all for inviting me. Uh, Please, because this is being heard by students, so you just think about how great people behave, how great people work, and eventually, whatever you do in life, I think you should emulate the example of Dr. Sarabhai. So, thank you all very much, and bye.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग विथ अस। सर, आप ही का मार्गदर्शन है कि ये कार्यक्रम इस हद तक पहुंचा, और आज देश भर की इवन 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 सर आपकी रिकमेंडेशन और आप लोगों की ब्लेसिंग से मुझे भी मौका मिला इस तरह का काम करने का, और इस तरह के काम करते हुए इसको भारत सरकार ने भी सराहा। तो सर आगे भी जो 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 मुहिम, जो काम आप लोगों ने इसरो में रहते हुए किया, वही काम का जुनून आगे भी बच्चों में और भावी प्रजन्मों में भी दिखे, उसी हिसाब से ये प्रोग्राम डिजाइन किया है, जिसमें आपकी भागीदारी, हिस्सेदारी और आपकी आशीर्वाद बहुत जरूरी है। और दिनों बाद दिन ये जिस तरह से बढ़ रहा है इसका क्षेत्र पूरे देश भर में, जितने सारे बच्चे दिन ब दिन बढ़ते हुए तादाद में इसमें जुड़ रहे हैं, तो आप लोग इसमें जुड़े रहे और इसमें आपका योगदान रखें और बच्चों को इंस्पायर करें, क्योंकि आपकी प्रेजेंस एक तरह से इंस्पिरेशन है। तो इसके लिए आप सभी को अतः नमन, वंदन और अभिनंदन, और एक बार फिर से थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Anjan ji. You are very kind, and I'll continue to support you in whatever manner you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर। आगे बढ़ते हैं हम। सर थोड़ी देर बने रहे हमारे साथ। कुछ बच्चे, जिन बच्चों को हमने इस बार करीब करीब 10 बच्चों को चुना है, जिसमें से ओरिजिनल टॉप कैटेगरी अवार्डी जो है वो 5 बच्चे हैं, और बाकी उनकी परफॉर्मेंस इतनी बेहतर है कि उनको हमने अवार्ड ना देने की, जो 5 बच्चों तक सीमित रखने की जो कोशिश है, उसको थोड़ी ही प्रोटोकॉल को ब्रेक डाउन करते हुए उनको एक कंसोलेशन अवार्ड, एक इंस्पिरेशन हम देना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि उनका परफॉर्मेंस, उनका मार्क्स बहुत ही अच्छा है और उनको हम सराहना चाहते थे। इसलिए एक तरीका निकाला कि कंसोलेशन अवार्ड कम से कम 5 बच्चों को मिले। तो हम उन बच्चों से अभी मिलेंगे। सर, हम आपसे गुजारिश करेंगे आप भी हमारे साथ बने रहे।
जरूर।
सबसे पहले तो जो पहली नंबर पे आए, फर्स्ट हुआ, जिनका स्कोर सबसे ज्यादा है, वो 2 बच्चियां हैं, फर्स्ट और सेकंड। तो सबसे पहले फर्स्ट जो बच्चे हैं उनको मैं बुलाना चाहूँगा, आर्यन अलवी। आर्यन अलवी, आप अपने नाम, पता, अपने स्टेट का नाम बताते हुए इस प्रोग्राम में आपकी भागीदारी कैसी रही, क्या क्या किया आपने, और इसके वजह से आपको क्या क्या सीखने को मिला, और आगे चल के आप क्या बनना चाहती है, देश के लिए क्या करना चाहती है, साइंस के लिए क्या करना चाहते हैं, इसके बारे में हमारे सर को डिटेल्स में बताए, अपना फीडबैक दे। अनम्यूट करें।
Very good evening, sir.
Good
evening, sir. Yeah, very thankful. Feeling very obliged to get this opportunity. So, I'm very thankful. First of all, I'm very thankful to DASA India and National Council of Research Teachers, Scientists, and National Council of Student Scientists India for organizing such a wonderful and innovating program, which I'm sure not only mine, it must have developed a scientific temperament among every student, among every participant of this program. And for this achievement, I'm also very thankful to all my family members for the kind support, as it wasn't possible without their support, and also thankful to the managing director of a school, Mr. Surinder Kaur, and the principal of a school, Mr. R.S. Alvi, as he was also the mentor of mine for throughout this event, who guided me every way. And also very grateful to Anjan Banik sir, who was like collaborating continuously with the students and guiding us. So, like, if we talk about the event, I got to learn a lot from this event. Like, as a girl of 12, the way we measured the diameter of the sun was like very distinctive and way out. And for me, and like understanding the mechanism of a rocket and building its own way was a great fun. From my perspective, the main thing I would like to appreciate for this event was like the in like other scientific events, like they always focus on like the scientific knowledge of a student, but this IISSA event also focused on the practical knowledge and the creative mentality development of a child through the assignments which were sent, which were very fascinating. So I really love this event, and as I'm a STEM enthusiast, I'm keenly interested in science, and in future I want to be an aerospace scientist. Actually, I want to be an aerospace scientist. This is my future goal, and seeing to that only, I participated in this event. I wish to be an scientist in ISRO, an aerospace scientist, and I hope that in future I would be contributing to the world a lot. I would be helping my country to move forward in the field of science. Thank you.
Thank you, Arya Alvi.
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Leena Janaklal Nagpure from Maharashtra, Nagpur. Leena, are you here? He is facing some technical problems. Then we'll take her. Now I'd like to invite third winner, Mizan Alvi.
A very warm and
Congratulate
cheerful
Mizan.
evening to one and all present here. Yes, sir. A very warm and cheerful evening to one and all present here. I am Izan Alvi, a student of class 12, studying in SMS Datta Memorial Nose Public School, Khatima. Is highly obliged and delightful to receive this honor. I am grateful to DASA India for organizing such a wonderful event. Performing experiments develop our scientific interest and approach so that we can observe things with a different perspective. As my dream is to be a scientist in biotechnology in future, this competition helped me a lot in learning how to perform experiments with things available at home. It has enhanced my practical knowledge and obviously changed my approach towards science. Science is not just a subject that ends in a book, but science is everything that surrounds us. I would also like to thank Anjan Banik sir, my parents.
Mizan, we are not hearing you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, continue.
Sir. As I am also the head boy of my school, I also made my juniors perform these experiments at school, which developed a great scientific temperament at school. Thank you so much.
Congratulate Mizan. Now, once again, I would like to move to Leena Nagpure, Maharashtra. Leena, are you here?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes.
Some problem in my mobile.
Yeah. We are observing that one. Okay, it's okay. You just give the feedback.
Thank you so much
Hello.
to this committee and DASA India. Thank you so much, DASA India organization, and thank you so much to you, Banik sir, for this great opportunity to give students. I am very proud of this moment to achieve this success. Thank you so much. And I learned to rocket designing, dark shadow, experiment. I learned. Thank you so much. There's some problem in this mic.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you for your success. We keep it up. Now we are moving forward. We have with us first consolation awardee Thakur Rudra Pratap Singh.
Good evening to all the dignitaries and people watching me out there.
Unmute yourself.
My sins. Yeah, good evening, sir. Am I audible now? Am I audible now, sir?
Yes. Go ahead.
Good evening to all the people present over here, all the dignitaries and people watching me. So, my sincerest thanks to NC Artists India and Mr. Anjan Banik sir for his like endless coordination with us and supporting us at each and every stage. My sincerest thanks to my parents also. They helped me in like each and every step of this getting this award, student scientist award. Other than that, my whole school was indulged in my practical these assessments. The thing that I liked for this competition was that they just didn't focus on the theoretical learning, but actually the focus was on like all round development so that we can handle situations if we are going to serve the Indian Space Research Organization in future. Other than that, this program has really changed my perspective looking at the scientists and researchers. Earlierly, like I could never thought that I am going to opt this field, but now I have that essence, like I have that likeness for this field as well. So really very thankful to sir and all the people present over here. I attended the webinar also of Ellen Gowan sir earlierly in the May month, I guess, the webinar. That was also like very motivational and full up of things that I got to learn related to asteroid debris in the space. So thank you everybody. Thank you very much, sir.
Good evening, sir. I am Atifani from class 8th of Imperial Convent School, Kulgam. I am from district Kulgam, from Jammu and Kashmir. I am truly humbled and honored to stand before you today as a recipient of this prestigious award. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for this recognition. This moment would not have been possible without the support of guidance and encouragement of my parents and teachers, especially Shanawaz sir and Sarai sir. I would extend a special thank to you, Mr. Sir Anjan Banik, for believing in me and my work. Your recognition not only motivates me to continue striving for excellence, but also reminds me to responsibility that comes with to a positive impact. Let us continue to push boundaries. So thank you, sir.
कंग्रेचुलेशन आतिफ वानी, आपको भी कंसोलेशन अवार्ड से इंस्पायर करने की कोशिश किया गया है। मुझे लगता है अगले साल एक बार फिर से आप उसी दमखम से, क्योंकि जम्मू कश्मीर से है, इतने दूर दराज के होते हुए भी आपने इतने अच्छी कोशिश की है। एक्सपेरिमेंट्स में कुछ खामियां ऐसे थी कि सनलाइट वहाँ पे शायद कम होगा बर्फबारी के वजह से, या फिर उस तरह की कोई कमियां रही होगी जहाँ तक हो सके। तो एक्स्ट्रा एक्सपेरिमेंट्स जो भी हुआ था उसमें कुछ कमियां शायद रही होंगी, उसको सुधारने की कोशिश करिए। हमारी जो प्रोग्राम है वो लगभग सेम है अगले साल के लिए भी, जो 1 जनवरी 2024 को शुरू होने वाली है। 5th ईयर होगा इस अवार्ड का, तो मुझे लगता है आप उसमें कोशिश ज़रूर करें। थैंक यू, कंग्रेचुलेशन वंस अगेन। आगे बढ़ते हैं हम। हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं फैज़ान खुर्शीद जम्मू एंड कश्मीर से, उसको भी कंसोलेशन अवार्ड मिला है। फैज़ान, ओवर टू फैज़ान, आप अपना फीडबैक रखें।
Good evening, sir. Sir, thank you to all of you for giving us this consolation award. सर, सबसे पहले मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि यहाँ पे हम कश्मीर से आ रहे हैं, तो मतलब हमें जो ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली ये आपको हमको हमारे जो टीचर्स लाइक शहनाज सर और सिराज सर की वजह से मिली, और उसके बाद अंजन बानिक आप मतलब सर से मिली है। मतलब हम मतलब इस अपॉर्चुनिटी तक मतलब कभी नहीं पहुँचते अगर हमें इसकी इन्फॉर्मेशन ना मिलती, लेकिन ये इन्फॉर्मेशन हमको मिल गई और हमने ज्वाइन किया, और बड़ी मुश्किल से हमने ये मतलब इसके जो असाइनमेंट से वो हमने किए, क्योंकि यहाँ पे ना तो सनलाइट अच्छे से चलती थी ना और ज़्यादा जैसे कि सनलाइट चलती थी अच्छे से, और यहाँ पे बर्फबारी रहती थी जिसकी वजह से हम असाइनमेंट्स अच्छे से नहीं कर पाते थे। लेकिन फिर भी हमने बहुत कोशिश की असाइनमेंट करने की, और आज जो मैंने कंसोलेशन अवार्ड जीता मैं इसके लिए भी खुश हूँ, और उसके लिए मैं कहना चाहता हूँ अंजन बानिक सर फॉर गिविंग अस दिस अवार्ड एज वेल एज आवर टीचर्स। थैंक यू।
कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन फैजान, एक बार फिर से अगली साल कोशिश करिए तो आपकी परिश्रम एक बार फिर से रंग लाएगा। कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन फॉर कंसोलेशन अवार्ड। आगे बढ़ते हैं, हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं मोहम्मद एनफ, उसको भी स्पेशल कंसोलेशन अवार्ड मिला है। इतनी छोटी उम्र की होते हुए भी उसने इतने बड़े बच्चों के साथ बहुत ही अच्छा स्पर्धा में शामिल हुआ, तो उसी की वजह से उसको इंस्पायर करते हुए ये कंसोलेशन अवार्ड उसको दिया जा रहा है। वेलकम मोहम्मद एनफ, अपना फीडबैक रखे।
Good evening, sir. I'm Mohammed Anaf. I'm from 2nd B. I'm from Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you, sir, for giving me opportunities. I'll thank Shana sir, my mama for helping me. Sir, मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा मज़ा आया इन एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करने में। हाँ, जीरो शेडो एक्टिविटी थोड़ी सी डिफरेंट थी क्योंकि यहाँ तो होगा ही नहीं, लेकिन उसमें भी मज़ा आया, उसमें ज़्यादा ही आया। और सोलर सिस्टम और डायग्राम ऑप्शन उसमें मुझे ज़्यादा है क्योंकि उसमें मुझे पढ़ने को कुछ मिला, और मैं यंग एज का हूँ ना, तो मुझे इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा मज़ा आया और मुझे साइंस में इंटरेस्ट भी लगा। सर, थैंक यू।
आप इसी तरह से अपने जुनून के साथ एस्ट्रो के और स्पेस साइंस के साथ और साइंस के साथ लगे रहे, मुझे लगता है आप भविष्य में कलाम बन सकते हैं, सराभाई बन सकते हैं और रामानुजन बन सकते हैं। तो इसी सोच के साथ आपको ये कंसोलेशन अवार्ड मिलता है। कांग्रेचुलेशन
सर, थैंक यू सर।
हमारे साथ कुछ तकनीकी कारणों से 4th और 5th हेमंत कुमार और सृष्टि कुमारी जो कि यूपी से है वो जुड़ नहीं पाए, तो हम उनकी तरफ से, हमारी ओर से उनको शुभकामनाएं देते हैं और इस अवार्ड के लिए कंग्रेचुलेशन। आप लोग भारत की इस मुहिम में शामिल है और इतना अच्छा अचीवमेंट किया है, तो आगे भी इसी तरह साइंस स्टडीज़ में अपना रुचि बनाए रखें और बेसिक साइंस ही, जैसे कि प्रभाकर सर और जितने भी वैज्ञानिक हैं उन सभी ने बारी बारी यही सोच व्यक्त किया है कि बेसिक साइंस इज द मेन मदर ऑफ टीचिंग एंड लर्निंग। तो हमें भी उसी एहसास को लेते हुए आगे बढ़ना है। तो आज इसी के साथ हम यहाँ पे हमारी जो आज की ये सेलिब्रेशन ऑफ बर्थ एनिवर्सरी ऑफ डॉक्टर विक्रम साराभाई, द फादर ऑफ इंडियन स्पेस प्रोग्राम, और साथ में ही 4th ईयर इंडिया इंटरनेशनल साराभाई स्टूडेंट साइंटिस्ट ईयर की अवार्ड कन्फरिंग सेरेमनी है, इसको विराम देना चाहेंगे। और इसी के साथ हम आपसे विदाई लेना चाहेंगे। हम बारी बारी इस अगस्त के महीने में जब तक चंद्रयान 3 लैंडिंग हो रहा है इसको सेलिब्रेट करना चाहेंगे और बारी बारी हमारी वैज्ञानिकों से लेक्चर लेके आप तक पहुंचाना चाहेंगे। तो इसी सीरीज में मिशन मेकिंग साइंटिस्ट मिशन में जो सीरीज लेक्चर हम करने जा रहे हैं उसी में अगले 16 अगस्त जो कि इसरो की फाउंडेशन डे भी है, उस दिन जयंत जोशी जी, हमारे इसरो की वैज्ञानिक जिन्होंने मंगलयान में भी अपना योगदान रखा, वो यूएसए से, अभी यूएसए में है, उस यूएसए से सेशन लेंगे 16 अगस्त शाम को। हम सभी को आमंत्रित करते हैं कि उस दिन आप इस में शामिल हो। हमारे साथ जुड़ गए हैं 4th और 5th बने हेमंत कुमार और सृष्टि कुमारी यूपी से। सृष्टि, अपना फीडबैक दे। वेलकम। हाँ, अपना फीडबैक रखे।
Good evening to everyone and Anjan Banik sir. My name is Srishti Kumari, student of 11th class. My school name is JP Vidya Mandir, Chandpur, Bulandshahr. Sir, I have learned a lot from this project, and I want to become a doctor in the future, and I want to serve my country. Thank you.
बहुत अच्छी, डॉक्टर बनना चाहते हैं, उसमें आप मतलब हमारी जो बीमारी है वो तो है ही, साथ में ही एस्ट्रोबायोलॉजी भी एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण कड़ी है आज के ज़माने में। तो डॉक्टर इसरो में भी ज़रूरत है डिफरेंट क्लास के लोगों की, जिसमें डॉक्टर जिकू के हम गगनयान से बूमनेट भेजने वाले हैं, तो उनका जो शारीरिक सेहत है उसका जांच पड़ताल के लिए भी इसरो भी डॉक्टर की ज़रूरत रखता है। तो बहुत बधाई आपको इस साल की 5th अवार्ड के लिए। और इसके साथ हम आगे बढ़ते हैं हेमंत कुमार यूपी से। कंग्रेचुलेशन हेमंत, अपना फीडबैक रखें।
थैंक यू सर। नमस्ते सर।
ये प्रोग्राम में शामिल होते हुए आपको कैसा लगा? एक्सपेरिमेंट करना, क्विज में अटेंड करना कैसा लगा?
सर बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है मेरे को प्रोजेक्ट। सर मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है इस प्रोजेक्ट से जुड़ के।
और इसमें क्या सुधार, क्या कमियां आपको लगी, क्या सुधार करना चाहिए बच्चों के लिए?
सर मैं आगे फ्यूचर साइंटिस्ट बनना चाहता हूं।
बहुत अच्छा, कंग्रेचुलेशन वंस अगेन आपको और आपके साथ साथ आपसे जुड़े हुए मम्मी पापा सभी पेरेंट्स को हार्दिक बधाई। इस अवसर पर। और सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स विनर्स आप सभी को आमंत्रण है अगले 16 अगस्त जो कि इसरो का फाउंडेशन डे भी है, उस दिन हम एक महत्वपूर्ण आयोजन इसी समय करने जा रहे हैं शाम को, और उसमें आप सभी भागीदार बने, जिसमें चंद्रयान 3 का से जुड़े हुए बातें और इसरो की ये जो मुहिम है इसके बारे में बातें हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हमारे वैज्ञानिक जयंत जोशी जी, जो अभी हाल ही में यूएस में है, वो बताएंगे, जो पहले इसरो में अपनी जीवन खपा चुके हैं और साथ में ही मंगल मिशन के साथ भी वो जुड़े हुए थे एज ए टीम मेंबर। तो इसी के साथ हम इस सेलिब्रेशन का समापन करना चाहेंगे, और इसी के साथ एक छोटी सी वीडियो भी हम शेयर करना चाहेंगे कि इस प्रोग्राम को करते हुए हमें जो सम्मान भारत सरकार की ओर से मिला उसी को आपके साथ साझा करने के बाद ये कार्यक्रम यहाँ पे समाप्त हो। धन्यवाद।
The National Award for Outstanding Efforts in Science and Technology Communication, Anjan Banik, Assistant Teacher, Agartala, all the way from Northeast. National Award for Outstanding Efforts in Science and Technology Communication in Electronic Medium,